Ebusia ya mama kwa basonko so the Bagana Politics Avenue so ebusia yembura yensemo. Say no first time I share no subscribe no share no IT notification bell no so ama unu so anya bi. E big political headline so na the P abedum. Adofo nano fiada na omo pass bill LGBTQ plus bill no gay bill no omo pass parliament. Ema hun sem bebre e omo possible na speaker of parliament will ni akonya na so onte akonya nim ti na ni deputy na ewo ho nto bae no ono be kan sem bebre efa bill no se bill no dey isa on be consider bill no ana say on be ye bibi kakra fa bill no a o ka che leaders a wo parliament wo afenyo markings ni Mahama Ayariga ano na Mahama Ayariga majority leader dey sem bia betu dwa say enya ade a ombe reconsider ni bill bia joma ye na no anomaye omutumi nye bibia emfa bill no because omo ye bibi fa bill no wa enya ade bi omo ye nkoni nkoti ensema majority leader Mahama Ayariga edituja ba de bia ka beto am so
Ayariga, he granted an interview at Joy News. Now, I will say there is nothing to reconsider. He has his opinion. Also, Juma. So Alban Bagbin said respectfully, he's appealing. He is basically advising that the bill should be reconsidered. It means Alban Bagbin is sharing an opinion. Honestly, say to him, what Parliament did as the leader of the majority, and before him, the minority leader, he sees to say there's nothing to be reconsidered because every single step they took that day was legitimate. Let's listen to Ayariga when he was interviewed this evening.
I'm grateful to you for joining us. Now, the speaker is pleading with you to have a reconsideration of the bill if passed. What's your reaction?
Well, I mean, my view is that there's really nothing to reconsider. We promised Ghanaians that we will pass a law prohibiting LGBTQ. We will pass a law prohibiting the promotion of LGBTQ. We will pass a law that does not allow us to recognize marriage by people of the same gender. And we'll pass a law punishing people who are luring children into the practice, and also punish those who are financing and sponsoring their promotion. Those are the key commitments that we made to the Ghanaian public. And if you take the bill, all those are clearly stated. They are defined as offenses, and nobody will go scot-free if caught engaged in any of these things.
I'm grateful to you for joining us. Now, the speaker is pleading with you to have a reconsideration of the bill if passed. What's your reaction?
Well, I mean, my view is that there's really nothing to reconsider. We promised Ghanaians that we will pass a law prohibiting LGBTQ. We will pass a law prohibiting the promotion of LGBTQ. We will pass a law that does not allow us to recognize marriage by people of the same gender. And we'll pass a law punishing people who are luring children into the practice, and also punish those who are financing and sponsoring their promotion. Those are the key commitments that we made to the Ghanaian public. And if you take the bill, all those are clearly stated. They are defined as offenses, and nobody will go scot-free if caught engaged in any of these things.
I'm grateful
That's
to you
it.
for joining.
The majority leader said to him and to you, the Ghanaian people who followed proceedings in Parliament of Ghana, Eshe Ghana bosse ombe passe emra etia trumu. Ombe passe emra bema ene bema entuminna. Ombe passe emra oba ne oba entuminna. Ombe passe emra omo di sika be chiri ema trumu akoso no yebetumi abre omo ase ema sebio omo dwumade ne entumi nkoso. Omo ka se ombe passe emra nyoma yetia se Ghana fo a yenyina yakoma empire efa trumu no yebegina no anase yede mra beba ebebre na se ana ebe yefri ho. Or say to him as the majority leader oni ni nuanom a omo minority no afenyoma kindi omunima omotena parliament no obie ni wa osori ka say edwuma di omudi no enimrem into to ono no Alban Bagbin die wa kire na adwene senka Alban Bagbin sebio onim se owo bibi obetume gina so aka se emra wenti de moye no etia Ghana mra na muntumi nya ankokaye. But Alban Bagbin could not make a statement, could not bring out anything to say because of this and that. Alban Bagbin was basically a motivational speaker in parliament today. And everybody has a right to motivate, to speak on issues, to share their opinion. He has the right because he's the Speaker of Parliament. But Emra decided say what they did on Friday, say Asha Samrano, Etia Samrano, Alban Bagbin could not put any of them out. To him, he has done his job. The majority, they have done their job. Parliamentarians had a Speaker of Parliament. They have delivered. So he does not see any reconsideration here. And I think this man is an intelligent man. Because your moment you must simple. And you man omni MPP for you aye. So Alban Bagbin, as a leader and as an old man, as a respectable man, he has the right, even people like us. And let me tell you, when it comes to Parliament of Ghana, with all due respect to Alban Bagbin, he is like me. He does not represent anybody. With all due respect, it does not represent a constituency. Alban Bagbin does not represent any village, any town. Alban Bagbin is a referee in Parliament. His job is to oversee the proceedings to make sure that the law basically is enhanced. That's it. And see, as somebody, with all due respect, who does not represent a constituency, sharing his opinion cannot change the fact that the bill that was passed was legitimately passed. That's it. And see, I say Alban Bagbin has put a seal on this matter. He has basically shared his opinion, but he has insisted that the bill that was passed was legitimate. You might not agree with God, but you cannot also take from God what he created. You have every right to believe in whatever you want to believe in. You can choose to be a Muslim. You can choose to be a Christian. You can choose to be a Buddhist. You can choose to be a traditionalist. But one thing that remains is that the Almighty Allah is still the Almighty Allah. You cannot take his potency from him. You can choose to believe in whatever you want to believe. Alban Bagbin can choose to advise and have an opinion on what the process. But the fact of the case is that Parliament came together to pass a bill. And we all, at this point, the grammar, the Nsemkeka, the Alban Bagbin, it will not change anything. The bill has been passed because they wanted to destroy this government. Now, multimedia has become Yakeka media. Yakeka multimedia, no? Now, they went all the way back 2025. Now, again, 2025. It's almost as same way, no? And omubuso say into omo sources when so your video be the betremo a video be so Atoforsen can send me 2025 already budget review no. Let's go listen to Atoforsen what he said.
And then you're talking about the Cocoa Road, exactly what you're talking about. That's 5.7 billion.
This one is road fund.
Road fund, the road fund, yes. Road fund. Yes.
Road fund also owe contractors approximately 6 billion Ghana cedis.
And this is the thing that surprised me. BOG is asking for a bailout.
Yes.
53 billion cedis. For what? You say to deal with the negative equity.
Yes.
And this is on the back of the report that showed that there's 60 billion hole.
You remember in my previous life as the minority leader, I kept saying that Bank of Ghana had generated so much debt, so much, deficit as a result. Their balance sheet is not healthy, and that they have generated negative equity. Apparently, the previous administration and the Bank of Ghana had signed an MOU for the government of Ghana or the taxpayer to recapitalize the central bank with 53 billion Ghana cedis.
Do you have the money?
I've asked the Bank of Ghana to look within and cut expenditure because the taxpayer cannot afford 53 billion. And I've communicated that to the government.
But they already have an agreement with government.
But they can look within. They can look within. First of all, they have to look within. You know, you've seen their new head office, very big building. They have a choice to sell and lease back if they want to. They have to look within and cut expenditure and reduce. Evans, the taxpayer cannot afford 53 billion Ghana cedis. Giving 53 billion Ghana cedis to the central bank will simply mean that we will have to deny the taxpayer some public good, like roads, like schools, like hospitals. Is that what we want? Can we afford it at this stage? The question is no. The answer is no. We cannot be able to afford that. And so the central bank must look within. They have hotels like Guest House and others. Why are they in Guest House? Can they sell some of them and use the money to recapitalize? The taxpayer cannot be used as a punching bag. So I've said to them they should look within. Luckily for me, the governor is on board. And I expect the governor to look within and cut expenditure to reflect the needs of the bank.
If they come to you with, their share of the bargain, would you meet them halfway? Or you want them to
the central bank
find all 53 billion?
If the central bank is able to come to me with a reasonable offer, we can have a conversation.
Okay.
But it must start from them. And I have also said that they may also have to consider plowing back their profit over the next 10 years to recapitalize it. That can also be done. It depends.
But what is the implication if they don't do this quickly? Can they survive?
It is not a problem. The bank can survive. See, first of all, what they need to do is to, as soon as possible, generate enough cash to be able to run the affairs of the
bank. I had almost say, information free. This is 2025. At force in every budget, or yeah, Najun say he'll go on TV and explain the budget to Ghanaians, which Oforiatta never did for the past 8 years, Omedi president. When MPP were in power for 8 years, we never saw Oforiatta go on any media house after reading the budget to explain into detail what the budget actually means. In Kwasiafoe, they never did it. Now, to this Jandam. So this video in 2025, at the first read the budget review, and Oba read the TV so in the conversation about say, a Bank of Ghana, MPP free power, no more bobesia, a car, 60 billion cedis daho. 60 billion. In common one at the first car say, Bank of Ghana say, a buying any Ghana for. Yet why you tianmus 53 billion and fanko tia sakano. And at the first in say, Sa de ne de onfa a how no embeto e de ye Ghana for so because say only 53 billion emfa nkotua a car Bank of Ghana and the MPP omo bottle wa na nka also mo responsible na nka also mo say e Ghana for na bank ni omo dia na eni se nka omo de sa e ka to Ghana for so see nyansa bi anim na Bank of Ghana na e wo ho no eye entity anase eno se ye edien eye dwumaku a omo so ewo edien enjapade a ene se bi onyoma esom omo a omo betum dia kwasi awawa. In fact se omo office fufuro ya omo timi eye office so pa so omo di bi be rent omo di bi be leasing kofo na be 10 years no mo di ateka omo ya no ma sa take over. It is not wrong. Or see Bank of Ghana for omo hotels omo onyoma eye omo properties and the omo ton bi na mo fasa sika no 60 billion can be na ono ato force ndie enya dia obetam Ghana for yet to eda ho 60 billion and 53 billion embetia eye Bank of Ghana eye de MPP e ka omo boto ho na Bank of Ghana no omo ankasa ntenase na ankasa omo nhwe omo ho nyoma omo betumi aye e de aso e ka we ano. These were the words of Ato Forsen. Or say Bank of Ghana for eye dwumaku a eso omo guest house omo hotels or say I've dined no mutimru kwampo no e dan so pa omo time decide somebody be ma rent na omo gisa sika de bi ati omo kaso na etikese kerenkere busa ne se na adenti na on time Ghana sika enti na so da bi anya ne sa e wo mo Bank of Ghana for dia na MPP for betena so no eye e ka na omo dwiri go no na omo ka krom se ebe haye enti o se ono Ato Forsen de oni problem Bank of Ghana for sebio omo ye premanfo a and the almost starting check say eya nyoma bi a omo ya ema eka na ebeka ho no omo nte so they should look within omo onjapade omo nyoma bi a omo betumi dia kwasi awawa e betumi ate omo kan so bi and o ka say etikese kerenkere ka say they say Bank of Ghana for enya sika ni bia wa wo ye finance minister wudi Ghana for enim e di omo to ye adwuma no wo be hia omo so etua kakra o say one de o ye nipa se Bank of Ghana for kire so omo betumi ankasa ahwe omo dwumadiem na omo betumi enya sika bi dia betua eka we bia 53 billion a why not obehia omo ne omo di nkomo se nyansa wo mu se wo so omo kakra de ti omo kan so a obeye saa asem we Ato Forsen kan we ngina TV so anka da se Bank of Ghana for nkoton edan no brofo omo mienu di ye no there was nowhere Ato Forsen suggested. Ato Forsen in his statement he said he asked Bank of Ghana to look within. Is the headquarters the only property of Bank of Ghana? Bank of Ghana has hotels. Bank of Ghana has investment. Some investment that are not what? That are not important. He even said they have hotels and other things. He said Bank of Ghana should look within. So how come say Brofu were clear a year ago? Na ende a cocaine media join his Ecofa story way but say yati say Bank of Ghana beton na omo de edani nyina be mahai. They don't do that. This is a media house. Yes, sir. MPP are buying a board, 60 billion. Sir, audit, at a point, you won't send photo gold watch, best $5 million gold watch. And that audit is still ongoing. They have even finished the audit. So, how can a media house, as some finance minister, can a year? He was not even emphatic. He was not even pressurizing Bank of Ghana. He was suggesting. Atuforsen was telling them, he was advising they should look within. And then, Yatsiano Kachre say, Bank of Ghana for beton omodino, Edia Mahai, any adiade, na abaiway, and a shade. Are you stupid? How do you call yourself a media house? Are you stupid? This is a national asset. Now, Yabusamu say, Munjina Swan say, I must say, Yakika, Yatiti. What's your for? Motiti saying, Yakikan won from him na motiti. Now, my Jimmy, at least you can walk to the Bank of Ghana and question the governor. You can basically tell us what exactly the governor said. You can walk to the Bank of Ghana. There's the deputy governor. You can walk to the Bank of Ghana. There's the public relations officer. How do you put such a story out? Even if today the Bank of Ghana, this is their building, they decide to rent half to pay their debt, is it a crime? Even today, so Bank of Ghana, it decided to say, this building, the rooms are too many. There are a lot of rooms here we are not using. We want to rent this out for 10 years and take $20 million for a month. Is it wrong? Because Bank of Ghana need to pay their debt. A canoe boy also butia. Or no at force and say, "Nya do tam Ghana for sika." You bet me the school. You bet me the aya kwine. You bet me the aya nyomampunti to be enkwati Bank of Ghana court castle. Every time I know mo boss akano. Na at force opposition or catch them say, "Dey no mo ye nenye." And so mon kwasiafo tina ho support Bank of Ghana. Inti me, I will prefer the Bank of Ghana and that way already half guarantee. I will prefer. Because enya dia me know yadi taxes ever bet to Bank of Ghana a 53 billion. I'm not going to pay that, and you are not ready to pay that because I buy an argument say or per se otiasa 53 billion my Bank of Ghana. And also the taxes but also. Now 53 billion when a boss I can do a NPP Kufuado Addison at the Bank of Ghana in a year almost me bob a 60 billion. And they say Argentina a NDC about me say me a president of the Republic of Ghana. Kochina press conference. Good evening, fellow Ghanaians. What I want to tell you is simple. The Bank of Ghana is in debt. And they need to pay about 60 billion to offset that debt. What we've realized is that the new building, the headquarters of Bank of Ghana, is empty. In fact, they are using only 3 floors. So we will suggest to the Bank of Ghana to rent out the rest of the offices. The money that comes out from the rentals or the leasing of the offices will be used to offset some of the debt. Thank you, Ghanaians. I appreciate. God bless you. God bless Ghana. Pam 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 pam. The only thing I want to say is kwasiafo. Na ya maame ekuata. Odi na metu asaka no. Mo ya kwasiafo. Na mo nya no fo Ghana ho na mo jimi. Ewrade Nyankopon. Mo Ghana fo bi mo nya no fo na mo te Ghana. Na me ekọ. Na ka Bank of Ghana building kama rent am na ka 3 rooms be so mo ntena ho. Ma bo mo dam. Work from there. Ya Kenya they are renting international companies. Sikebia ebegini rent bia na de tua moka motemoka wi ani apamo mu nyina eno ano no na me na ka me kotua ana kaneshi fo ma na kotua ana makola fo nkwa ma ana kenyetia ma no omobeji omoto na mo sam no kwase akofie moto abeka se an NDC aban de to abeto to me if you ask me the Bank of Ghana building Bank of Ghana hotels yemfa ni nyina nsia wawa yetikari wi ani agigi ni nyina de nkwase asem no obi betena no ediska ye sori ani ye jandam na mo menko enim. So the Bank of Ghana actually came out with a statement and they clarified the issue. They were emphatic in their statement. Say, BB Sansi, people should disregard the jandam from the cocaine media and multimedia. And this is what the Bank of Ghana said. Bank of Ghana refutes claims of planned sale of new headquarters. The Bank of Ghana has taken note of a publication by My Joy Online dated 1st June 2026, titled, and I quote, Bank of Ghana considering sale of new $260 million headquarters. Sources, end of quote. The Bank of Ghana categorically stated that this report is false and misleading. The bank is not considering, discussing, or planning the sale of its new headquarters. The facility, which was commissioned to support the bank's operations and enhance efficiency in the discharge of its statutory mandate, remains a critical asset of the bank. We urge the public and the media to disregard this publication. Unverified reports of this nature have the potential to undermine public confidence in Ghana's financial system and create unnecessary market uncertainty. The Bank of Ghana remains committed to transparency and will continue to engage stakeholders through its official channels. All official communication from the bank is issued via the bank's website, bog.gov.gh.
When they are majority leader, Mahama Ayariga, and Kevin Terra, Moditu Jaffa, bill a mo pass and fiada our parliament. That must is one subscribe and unsubscribe, no white notification bell. One share my own Bipartisan line, so then the beer apple. That must be sure.